My name's James, and you're watching American English. I hope that everything goes well. We have a lot of noise outside today and a lot of distractions, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, I'm James. I'm an American. Eu sou James. Eu sou americano. E eu moro aqui em Brasil. I live in Brazil, and I teach English. So today I'm going to go over some modal verbs and suggestions. Okay, so before I go over these modal verbs and suggestions, it's going to be a really quick class. We're going to go fast. If you have a question, please say it in the comments. Say hello. Feel free. It's an open class for you to participate in. All right? So if that's it, let's get started. Must, a modal verb, must and can't. When do we use these? Very easy. Logical conclusion, when you have something that just makes sense, something that you feel it's going to happen in the future, or that it is true. Okay, so that it's true. So must or can't. So an example, you must be rich. Maybe you have a Rolex, maybe you have a Ferrari. We look at that thing, okay? A gente olha assim e fala, nossa, esse cara deve ser, he must be rich, okay? The same could be true for the opposite. If you maybe don't have much money, maybe it's flip-flops, shorts, a t-shirt, okay? You look at James and say, oh, you know, he's poor. So this is a logical conclusion. He, I would use the subject, then can't, the modal verb, he can't be rich, meaning that you believe that it's true that I don't have money, okay? That's how we use it. We could also say must not. He must not be rich. It would be the same as saying can't, as a logical conclusion. Vamos dar mais exemplo. Imagine you are coming from a short distance, maybe 20 miles away. That should take you 60 miles per hour. That would take you about 20 minutes. Mas está demorando muito. It's taking a long time. And so, hello, Gustavo, Marciana, thank you for joining us, okay? If you have a question, colocar ali embaixo, eu vou responder. So, the traffic must be taking a long time. He must be caught in traffic because you should have gotten here earlier. Does that make sense? You should have been here much, much earlier. And so I assume that you are stuck in traffic. You must be stuck in traffic. Deveria ser agarrada no trânsito. Must be stuck in traffic. So the logical. The next one is a possibility. When we use could, it's a possibility. Might, it's a possibility. And may is a possibility. We start with the subject. I, you, they, he, she, John, Sally. Ok, sujeto. Mais ou menos uma pessoa, mas pode ser outra coisa. You may, e a gente usa um base verb. You may be... You may go to the store, which we have to be careful with may because it's also used as permission. So you might think that I'm giving you permission. Possibility. I just used might. You might think that I'm giving you permission. É possível. I may go to BH. I may go to BH next week. I might go to BH next week, or I could go to BH next week. This base verb changes. Go, see, drive. It must be the base verb, not the infinitive verb. okay? Hey, Guilherme, welcome back. So all of these base verbs. Now, if you do use a base verb like be, okay, which is pretty common, you may be, oops, I made a mistake. This is verb. Should be verb. Where's my marker here? Okay, I don't have my marker. And we are live. So let it go. James, I can't believe you. All right, so no marker, guys, but this is a verb, all right? So you may be, and then I would add a verb ing, the gerund form, driving. You may be driving. You might be driving. You could be driving. So this could, and there are other coulds. A última aula eu expliquei isso. Se você quer dar uma olhadinha para ver como você pode usar could, por favor, faz isso no final do vídeo. Agora não. But could here is a possibility. I could be sick. You could be sick. Don't forget to like if you like the video, se você gosta. The next one is have to. Have to is pretty easy as well. It's an obligation. So you feel obligated. You could say it's necessary, but it's not an obligation. So it's necessary for me to eat. Eu tenho que comer, né? Eu preciso comer. But it's not an obligation. No one is going to say, James, you must eat. Okay, no one's going to say that. So I would say, I have to go to work. It's not a necessity. It may be a necessity if I want money, but it's an obligation that I put on myself. I have to go to work. This is a good one to use, and also got to. I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. So you get, it sounds like a D sound. I gotta. This is a have to. I have to go to work. The pronunciation, I gotta go to work. I'm gonna plug Rachel's English. If you haven't heard of it, please check her out. She's on YouTube. Rachel's English. She's very good about showing you how the pronunciation changes so that you can sound more natural in English. The next one is must. But this must, we Americans don't use verbally. The British will use this as an obligation. I must go home. An American would say, I gotta go home, or I have to go home. Okay? Now, this is the good part. Suggestions. There are many ways to suggest something to someone. Okay? You can use should. This is an overall a great one to use. Deve, should. You should go to the doctor. You should go to the dentist. You need to clean your teeth. I need to clean my teeth. I should go to the dentist. Now, this oughta is a more relaxed way. I'm not going to say informal. I'm just going to say a relaxed way to say should. I ought to go to the dentist. Or I could say you ought to go to the dentist. You ought to go to the dentist. So the next one, better. This one you have to be careful about using. Tem que ter cuidado com better. Isso é melhor. And so when this is a strong, it is an obligation and a suggestion together. So you must have authority over the person to use it. So if I tell you, you guys better check out my channel, or you guys better watch my next video, or you guys better, I can't do that to you, that better, because I don't have authority. I'm not your dad. I'm not your doctor. I might be considered your teacher, but still, that's very strong for me to use with you guys. Okay? Entendeu? Pergunta. If you can check out my other video, formal versus informal, É muito bom, dá uma olhadinha lá. Isso é formal, recommend. But it's good, maybe even neutral. I recommend that you stop smoking. I recommend that you stop smoking. That's a great recommendation. Tá? Tá ligado? Why don't you? This is awesome with friends. You have your friend says, oh, I don't feel well. You go, oh, why don't you go to the doctor? Why don't you? It's very inviting. It's very comfortable. It feels good to receive that advice or suggestion. Okay, it feels real good. Why don't you? How about or what about? Both of these are possible as a second option. So you can't begin the suggestion unless the subject is already known. Do you understand me? Let's try an example. I say, let's go to Rio de Janeiro. Vamos para Rio de Janeiro? Parece bom. Eu gostaria. Let's go to Rio de Janeiro. And you say, James, Rio? I've been there 1,000 times. Já foi muitas vezes, né? I've been there 1,000 times. How about, and this is your suggestion, how about Salvador? How about Recife? How about some other place? Or what about? It's the same exact. You're giving, the situation is known, and you're giving me the suggestion for something else. Okay? Todo mundo entende? Purpose, propose, sorry, not purpose, propose, to propose something. This is extremely formal, and I don't think I've ever said it. I'd like to propose that we go to the mall. No, I think we should go to the mall. Or why don't we go to the mall? Or what about the mall, guys? Where do we go? I don't know. What about the mall? That's a great idea. Okay, so these are going to be much better suited than even recommend. Recommend's not bad. It's a neutral to formal, but propose is really formal. Okay, and the last one, better. Oh, I already did better. All right, so there is no last one. I did better. Is you better. I thank you so much. These are the easy ways to use language. We use modal verbs every day in saying that I might go to BH. You should come along, or you ought to come along. Knowing if something is formal and informal is very important. To know the situation in which you would use these for obligation, for the possibility, for a logical conclusion, for a suggestion. And these modal verbs are going to be used all the time. They are high frequency. If you have a suggestion for me, please put it in the comment after this loads, and I will do a video on that next time. Every Friday, we're going to do this live at 7 o'clock. Please check out my other videos. At the end of this one, not now, but later, at the bottom will be what YouTube thinks that you would like. Wait, before we go, one of my students has a question. Could I give another example? Absolutely. Would you like another example of which one? Could you type it in, let me know which example you'd like, and I'd be happy to give you another example. You could say, yeah, you actually did that. You gave me a suggestion using this. Could you? And that works as well. I can give another example. You should give another example as a suggestion. Absolutely. So she wants, why don't you? I love this, and I think this is probably one of the highest frequency ones that we use all the time with our friends, with our family at home. We say, why don't you? We give them a situation. We receive the situation like, oh, I have a lot of work to do this weekend. And then the other person says, well, why don't you do it on Monday? Or why don't you do it early in the morning? And they give us that suggestion. It's used in all formal and informal, or informal and formal situations. Why don't you? This is what we call a staple. It's the go-to phrase that we can use when giving suggestions. Exactly. We talked about this today. Some of this information gave me some ideas. I hope, again, you like it. Why don't you tell me what you'd like to see next class, and I'll be happy to put that in and do a class for that, or a video. All of my videos are going to be student-driven. So you tell me that you want to know what's the difference between in, on, and at, and I will put it on the board and explain it to you. I thank you very much for your time. We always say that. I thank you very much for your time. Não, obrigado pelo seu atenção. We say, I thank you for your time. I'm glad you liked it all, everyone. And I can't wait to see you next week. Have a wonderful night. Remember to practice every day, listening. So you have to see it, see an image, see a picture, see a situation, hear it, see it, and say it. You must repeat. You have to practice your pronunciation, because even if you know this and you don't say it correctly, I can't understand you. So that's just the way it is. That's just the way it goes. C'est la vie ou faz parte. That's the way it goes. Thank you guys so much again, and have a wonderful weekend. See you next time.